That is North Korea. Oh, I can see people down there, North Koreans, the people we've never met. It's less than 2 kilometers or just a mile from where I'm standing. Just across the river, you could get there. And lately, the world feels a bit unstable, right? So let me ask you something. Would you actually travel to South Korea, a country that sits right next to North Korea? Normal life in Seoul today. But here's the surprising part. If you walk through the streets of Seoul today, you probably wouldn't feel any sense of crisis at all. Cafes are full. The subway runs late into the night. Couples walk along the Han River. One of the most geopolitically sensitive regions in the world feels completely normal. Here in Seoul, only 50 kilometers or 30 miles from North Korea. If you're planning a trip to South Korea this year, you might have wondered something. Is it actually safe to visit Korea right now? If you're new here, welcome. I'm Sean. This is Korea Properly. On this channel, we don't just show Korea as a place. We explain it as an experience. And today, I'm gonna show you what Korea actually feels like beyond the headlines. A lot of you have probably felt a bit uneasy watching the news lately. Back in January, Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro was captured in a US operation. And toward the end of February, Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, was suddenly eliminated, which really shook the Middle East. So naturally, attention is shifting toward the next authoritarian regime, North Korea. People are starting to ask, is Kim Jong-un next? And that leads to a pretty simple question. Is it actually safe to visit Korea in 2026? Short answer, I would say South Korea is totally safe. First, the chances of North Korea becoming the next US target are very low. North Korea already has nuclear weapons. It's also closely connected to countries like China and Russia, which makes any military move extremely complicated. And from the US point of view, the cost and risk just don't really match any potential gain. And here's something else. Korea is technically still divided, right? So how has it stayed for almost 80 years now, basically at peace? There are a lot of reasons, but simply put, a war between North and South Korea wouldn't just stay between the two. It would very likely pull in multiple global powers and turn into something much bigger. And the cost of that would be unimaginable. So in a strange way, because it's too dangerous, it ends up being very stable. This is a place where military balance and natural interests keep each other in check. That's why for over 80 years, there's always been tension, but it's never turned into full-scale war. So realistically speaking, the level of risk you would actually feel if you came to Korea even tomorrow is extremely low. Right now, North Korea seems to be quietly watching the situation without doing much. And this is what it actually looks like. Because just an hour from here, life in Seoul continues as if nothing unusual is happening. Restaurants are packed. Students study late into the night. Families walk along the river. The contrast is almost surreal. Of course, the border is real. One of the most heavily fortified borders in the world is only about 50 kilometers or 30 miles from Seoul. You see the shelter sign there? There is a shelter sign down there. Korea has also built one of the most sophisticated preparedness systems in the world. Emergency alerts reach millions of phones within seconds. Thousands of civil defense shelters exist across the country. Many of them are places you already visit every day. Subway stations, underground malls, parking structures. And honestly, as a traveler, this is what matters more. Is this area safe to walk around? Are there neighborhoods I should avoid? Or is it okay to be out late at night? These are things we usually worry about when traveling. But Korea is one of those places where you really don't have to think about it. What you'll actually experience is safe streets. Even late at night. Even for solo female travelers. No constant worry about pickpocketing. No drug-related risk. It's a kind of place where you can just relax without constantly thinking about safety. You don't double check your route before stepping out. So what does it mean to travel to Korea in 2026? It means witnessing a society that has learned something extraordinary. How to remain calm, even while living beside one of the world's most unpredictable regimes. Don't overthink it. Just come to Korea and enjoy this level of safety, this kind of freedom. If you're curious about what it's really like to experience Korea beyond the headlines, subscribe for more on-the-ground insights. And if you want to experience Korea beyond just the surface, we do offer custom planning built around how this country actually works. So you're not just visiting places, you are understanding what you are seeing. Thanks for watching, and this is Sean from Korea Properly. See you in the next video. Just across the river, which is 2 kilometers, just a mile away, that is North Korea.